Hey everybody, I'm John. This is the Midnight Paint and Body channel, and in this video we're going to get started on the revival of the '78 Pontiac Trans Am. So if you happen to miss the first video, go back and check that one out. I went on a little bit of a road trip the other day and bought this 1978 Pontiac Trans Am 400 4-speed car. But as you can see, she's definitely rough, but it's definitely got potential. So my plan was to today just start kind of going through the car and cleaning out the inside, but it's starting to rain. So I think maybe we'll start with doing a little pressure washing, which is honestly something I've been kind of itching to do. So I already have one Firebird, also a 400 4-speed. That's my 69. And then my 59 GMC, that's a 6-cylinder, the 3-speed on the floor. So I don't really see this car being that. I more picture this car being that. Just cleaning it up really good, making a good little driver out of it for now. I mean, I want to get it running, get it reliable, go through everything mechanical. So it is really complete. A guy I bought it off said he did have it running 2 years ago. Obviously needs some love, but I think that's what we're going to do. So I think first off, I'm going to get set up and let's pressure wash this engine bay. I think before we start gunking her up, we'll go in for a little bit of a look here. So it's definitely all complete. I don't see anything missing other than, we've got vacuum lines going to, well, non-existent and going to weird places. Ooh, I don't know if you can see that oil filter, but it's from the prehistoric times, I think. I did pull the dipstick. It does have oil in it. So when we do get it running, that'll get dumped pretty quick. Actually, it looks like the spark plug wires are pretty new. Motomaster, Canadian Tire brand. Oh, look at that. Huh. Looks like number 4 was hooked into the exhaust manifold. Right, we'll just plug that guy back in. Yeah, let's start spraying some gunk on this thing and get the pressure washer going. Gunk. Engine cleaner and degreaser. Got his work cut out for it here. Okay, so I hosed her down with more degreaser, and I just kind of realized myself, I'll probably get corrected. I referred to number 7 as number 4. Let's see if we can get inside and see what we got. Yep, we got some parts. Ew. The 4-speed center console, so that's definitely an important piece. Ooh, and other than being gungy, it's actually in decent shape. These will also be all pressure washed, but that'll be another day. I see somebody's welded in the floor pan section. Probably with a little flux core welder or something. Yeah, welders be like, yeah, hashtag weld porn. Got a lot of different kinds of poo. Let's go around to the other side. Fuel tank straps ×3. Got a sticky armrest, fuel line, another gauge cluster. Is that out of one of these? Another interior panel for the rear. Okay, that's a piece of the center console. Fuel pump. It does look like a Pontiac fuel pump. I think I'll leave all that little stuff in there until I grab a box. Door pins are actually good. Good-ish. Good enough. Okay, I'm gonna hit this again with the pressure washer. Figured we move on to the trunk. Let's see what we'll find in here. Looks like we got a couple of side windows. Bucket of bolts. An almost mint door panel. Couple of spare taillights. 2 side mirrors. Couple more door latch mechanisms. Some random interior brackets by the look of it. And an empty cigarette pack. Nothing super good. Oh. Yeah, got some rust, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not completely horrendous. And I did take out a bunch more junk out of the inside here. We've definitely got some holy areas, but we're not going to worry too much about that. All right, maybe I'll grab the shop vac and we'll clean this out a bit. Alright, so let's take one last quick look here for today. Ooh, you can see I hit that fender a little bit with the pressure washer, so that's going to come up like brand new. So, engine bay definitely looks better. So, quick clean out in the interior is, of course, revealed that, you know, the floors are wasted, but that's okay. That's not a priority right now. Yeah, same story in the trunk. Definitely some holes, but overall, most of it's there. So I think tomorrow's task, I'm going to pull this seat. It's the only one that was bolted in, maybe just with one bolt. A guy I got the car from did say somebody tried to steal the car when he had it running. So it did come with a complete steering column. So I have a different column to put in. So I think that's what I'll do tomorrow, is get the seat out of the way and change the column so that we have crank. And then maybe we'll try throwing a battery in it. So it's the next morning. So I've started prepping up the steering column to go in the car. I don't remember if I mentioned that I guess someone did try and steal this car, so the column is all buggered. Looks like the previous owner had it all unbolted, but just didn't quite get it out. So I have just undone that pinch clamp and pulled this part of the shaft off of the column that he gave me with the car. Now I see that clamp is already undone, and this one. So I'm going to get some penetrating oil in there. Obviously it's a little easier out of the car to get undone than in the car. So I'm going to fight with that, and then we'll come back for a look. Alright, let's see if we can break that sucker loose. Ooh, Lily of the Valley. No wonder it smells so good in here. Come on now. Man, if only I had another couple inches. Well, turn the camera off. Used a little heat and violence and got her off of there. And that's still smoking. Alright, so let's go compare this to the other column. Alright, so here they are side by side. Same part number on this guy and this guy. Appear to have the same number of terminals, I guess you'd call them. This guy I do not have on the old column. I'm no expert here, guys, by any means, so I'm just we'll figure this out as we go. And then this one has 2 terminals, this one has 4, so we'll change that guy onto this column that we're using. So let's start with that, we'll go from there. Alright, so I'm going to grab the new used column and see if I can get her into place there, see if we can line up tab A with slot B, and I'm sure it'll just slip right in. No, it won't. Alright, so I have stuck a vice grip on the shaft there to stop it from compressing. If you don't know these shafts, they do compress, they move back and forth. That's a safety feature to keep the steering wheel from impaling your chest in an accident. So now we should be able to slip that into place, I believe. And by slip, I mean fight. Alright, we got the old shaft in place after a little fighting. So we do have steering again now. Obviously nothing's bolted in place, but got the column held up with one nut. But one nut's enough, right? Alright, so let's see if we can figure out some of this stuff. Okay, so I've got, I believe, everything hooked up that needs to be hooked up. I've got this guy, which possibly went to the radio, and this guy, which, I don't know, I'll Google it later, but if anyone knows, let me know in the comments, because I'm just winging it here. Usually stuff only plugs in one way. So I'm going to be brave and hook up a battery. Alright, I stole the battery out of the 59. I know you got to be rich to own more than one good battery, that's for sure. Okay, so you guys let me know if you see anything on fire. Oh, that's a really good cable. Yeah, I think we'll be revisiting that one. Alright, well, nothing so exciting happened there. Holy moly! I better make sure she's in neutral. Well, it definitely sounds like there's a couple of funky cylinders as she turns over there. It's not spinning evenly, but hey, I'm not asking for miracles here. So I think rather than checking for spark, I was going to go right to giving her a little huff of gasoline down the carburetor. Alright, well, she keeps wanting the light on fire, so slack off the distributor. Oh, moly. Somebody wanted that locked in. Alright, let's try that. A little less timing was definitely good for her. She wanted full throttle there right away. Sounds pretty good. Well, I'd have to say that seems to be a good motor. There was nothing crazy going on. I know I've got like weird vacuum line stuff going on everywhere. I didn't even check my vacuum down. See how it's hooked up. Is it hooked up to the right place? I don't know. There's a diagram on the rad support here for the vacuum hoses, but I think I'll start with seeing if we're getting anything from the fuel pump. And yeah, I mean, if it is, I don't know what we're pumping out of there, so I'm gonna pull that off, pull that filter out of the old Quadrajet and see what's going on in there. Thanks. Nope, no filter. Alright, well, we don't have a filter obstructing our fuel. And I will get one for it. I'm going to be making a list of parts and pieces for her. Well, I think I'm just going to give that a crank and see if we're getting anything out of the fuel pump. So nothing coming out of there. So I think I'm going to take a chance and go right to dumping some fuel in the tank. I think I've got an inline filter I can throw on there so we can see if it's pumping any crap through or if the fuel pump even works. I did notice there was a fuel pump sitting on the floor of the car. So, anyway, let's put some fuel in and see what happens. Okay, I was going to end that video there, but you see that? I revved the snot out of it, and we got fuel. Didn't look like very good fuel. Okay, maybe we need to keep trying. All right, so what have we learned? We know the motor runs. I did have fuel coming through the line from the fuel pump. It looked bad. I tried running it on it. It's not having it. So probably what I'll do is I'll try and pump out what's in there. I'll refill it with some fresh fuel, try and get her going. But yeah, like I think I said a minute ago, but it is Sunday. We have some family stuff to do today, so I think I'm just going to end this here, and then when I get some more fuel, we'll come back for another look, and I'm going to start getting a few parts to kind of get this somewhat tuned up, and yeah, hopefully running off the fuel system, and then before you know it, we're going to be doing burnouts out in the front street. Okay guys, stick around, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss it. We'll see you on the next one. I think I should have had the camera on for that. I was running the car, just pouring some gas down the carburetor with the fuel pump plumbed into this bottle. Yeah, that's what was in there. That's why she won't run on the fuel system. So I'm going to do that a few times, get some fresh fuel in her, and next time we'll have her running.